Hello, my darling, and welcome to this video. We're going to be listening to Sleep Token. This is a song called Look to Windward, and oh my goodness, there is a lot that we talk about in this. And just FYI, my hair is going to look wetter in the beginning of this video because my hair is drying because I just re-dyed it. So FYI, you're like, why'd your hair go from dry to wet? It's because of that, my darling. Before we jump into this, just a friendly reminder to please like and subscribe. And with that said, let's freaking go.
Just as my form starts to fission, losing this war of attrition. Just as I drift away, will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? Eclipse in me, with the shadows longer to me than a light year, moving so slow I could die. Say you can let me say, will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? Eclipse in me. Will you hold this eclipse in me?
Okay. It's really interesting that it's just starting off with kind of like that just kind of basic electric beat, and we come in with Vessel's voice, and it's just like, it's kind of like, it kind of feels like the not necessarily the calm before the storm, but like it just creates this kind of like false grounded feeling. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's like you're waiting for the next shoe to drop. And also it's with his voice too, like he's also keeping it very kind of very like not monotone, but like it's just very, again, everything feels more simple, grounded, but there's kind of like this undercurrent of like the next shoe's gonna drop. Because even with his voice, obviously we know Vessel has a very, very, very expressive voice, and in this you're not here. I think there's only like one or two times that we kind of heard him do that kind of vocal crack at the end of his lyrics that we like, that we've heard a lot in his music. But in this one, again, it has this more like da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Like it's just like, I don't know, it's just, again, it's just giving grounded but not actually grounded. I don't know exactly. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but will you listen just as my form starts to fission, losing this war of attrition just as I drift away? Will you halt this eclipse in me? With the shadows longer to me than a light year, moving so slow I could die here. Can you let me say, will you halt this eclipse in me? when he talks about eclipse, I want to say it's like a time of drastic change, because you kind of have that, or even just like, you know, when you have the eclipse, you can't look at the eclipse for one because you have to have those special glasses. So it's just like super freaking powerful and bright. But then you also have like the dark, like the, I think is it the moon that goes over the sun? I don't know exactly. I might get roasted for saying that, but here we are. But it's kind of like the darkness is kind of taking the forefront. So I'm curious if he's kind of like talking about, you know, will you, I don't know, will you halt this eclipse in me? Will you halt this change? Will you halt this darkness? Like, I feel like there are probably a lot of ways that you could take this. I obviously want to look up what other people thought, or even the band itself, because it's really nice when you look up kind of the meaning of a song and the band has kind of talked about it in like a news article or something like that. Because I want to, like, it's really cool to see like all the different opinions about a song, but it's also something different to hear the meaning of the song by the person who wrote it. But let's continue. Could also just simply be like, eclipse is just a change, you know? Okay, before we get into this next part, like even in the beginning, I was kind of like, this feels like it's gonna be like a like moment that we're building up to, you know, this kind of rebirth in a sense. But obviously a bloody one. Because he also goes on to say, now I know why I woke up here on the shoreline, coughing up blood in the twilight. Everything looks the same. Will you halt this eclipse in me? So again, it's kind of, it kind of feels like this slow kind of inching towards this, you know, drastic change, rebirth, kind of other side of them coming out kind of energy. Because I feel like eclipse, it can mean a lot of different things, but like it's still within that. I think it's still within that kind of mindset of, you know, birthing of a new version, or having like another side of you come out and kind of take that forefront. And then that was delicious. The freaking like whispers into the microphone, and then very freaking fun. We're gonna jump into this next part, which definitely, like, I'm not reading ahead, but I can't help but see, because the first 3 verses you have like 3 lines, and then you have, will you halt this eclipse in me, will you halt this eclipse in me, over and over and over again. And the next, there's freaking 6 verses in this song, with plus the bridge, plus the chorus and things like that. I kind of feel like he's gonna go into the rap, but I will not know until we press play, which is gonna be right now. So let's press play.
I've got eyelids heavy enough to break the lemons. You pray for sound, I'm not pray for silence. Damn right faithless, I can't deny. You'll find me with half a mind to get violent. Over till I say it's over. No little angel sitting on my shoulder. So give me the edge of a blade and a time and a place, and I'll leave them cold and pushing up borders. Walking with God, so merely stumbling forth until there's fire at the gates, until I fall to the floor. You know I live by the feather, die by the sword, and I will sunder the earth, only to burn the reward. Even in the sky.
God, I love his lyrics. My gosh. Okay, I got eyelids heavy enough to break diamonds. You pray for sound and I pray for silence. Damn right faithless, I can't deny. You'll find me with half a mind to get violent. You know it isn't over till I say it's over. No more little angels sitting on my shoulders. So give me the edge of the blade and a time and a place, and I'll leave them cold and pushing up boulders. I feel like there's a lot of from some of the songs that we've listened to already from this album, like the ones he released before the rest of the album, and then also Gethsemane. I feel like there is a theme of kind of talking about his relationship with his fame. And so when he says, you pray for sound and I pray for silence, I think it's kind of a little bit of that, you know, kind of being like, you know, you might pray for fame, but right now I'm praying for silence because it's a lot. And then he goes to say, so give me the edge of the blade and a time and a place, and I'll leave them cold and pushing up boulders. But also, I don't know, it also comes in as like really badass, like, you know what, this is something I'm struggling with, but also I'm gonna kick ass, you know? And then you go, am I walking with gods or merely stumbling forth? Again, I think kind of talking about like the fame. Until there's fire at the gates, until I fall to the floor. You know, I live by the feather and die by the sword. I was like, oh! The 2 houses, because there's the feathered host and... But yes, House Viridian. So I think that's the mention of the 2 there. And then also it's really, that's such a sick freaking line. I will sunder the earth only to burn the reward. So it's just like, it's kind of like if you look at, you know, like Heath Ledger's Joker, you know, like he's just there to create chaos. Like, if you give him something that he asked for, he's just gonna burn it. Because it's just like, I just wanted to, you know, mess with you. Chaos. Okay, let's continue this. wasn't expecting that. Gosh, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. That ending, I want to talk about, obviously. Okay. Okay. What is Sodom? Okay, we're gonna go back to the verse 6. Sodom refers to one of two cities alongside Gomorrah. They were destroyed by gods for their wickedness in the Old Testament. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah is a cautionary tale about divine judgment and the consequences of sin, particularly the breach of hospitality and violence. Claiming to be the demon of Sodom would mean somebody embodying depravity, sin, and moral decay. Someone proud of being an agent of destruction, temptation, and rebellion against divine authority. So even in the Garden of Gardens, I am the god of the gaps. God of gaps. The god of the gaps is the existence that gaps in scientific understanding and questions in science can't yet answer. Are proof. Okay. This is someone's annotation to this lyric, but kind of Vessel is subverting in an ironic play of words. He's saying he's the god of the gaps in the same way that Thor is the god of thunder. The gaps in question are his origin and identity, etc., etc. Okay, so the demon of Sodom. Again, when in the previous verse, when we were talking about, I will sunder the earth only to burn the reward, I was like, chaos, baby! And I guess, you know, I am the demon of Sodom. I am the blood of an angel. Kind of also, again, comes into play of that chaotic kind of violence. The fate of the fallen, nobody knows where I came from. Even I have forgotten. How could I already lose my way like this? Drowning in burning bright abyss, even a stratospheric depths, this vertigo of bliss. I think kind of like with fame, there comes, you know, bliss and hurt and confusion and chaos. There's a lot of things that come with it. And so when he gets to that bridge, I used to know myself. You used to know me well. Wish that I could leave myself alone. You wish that you could make me whole. Again, and then he goes on to say, will you halt this eclipse in me? I think is kind of like a reaching for help, for assistance, for almost for someone to take him back to who he used to be, maybe. But like throughout the song, he continuously asks this question, but I feel like it's one of those questions that you already know the answer to. Kind of like, this is inevitable. It's happening. You wish you could make me whole. Like, you wish you could fix the things that are broken in me. I wish that I could stop, you know, doing this to myself. And then going on to be like, will you halt this eclipse in me? And kind of already knowing that it's a hopeful question to have when you already know that, you know, you already know the answer to. Like, it's, again, he says, wish that I could leave myself alone. And I'm like, and you know, in the end of things, like, the only person who can change you is you. You know, yeah, it's kind of, it's sad because it kind of, throughout the whole entire song, it's like this violent kind of birth of somebody new, and then, you know, reflecting on all of maybe the damage you've done to yourself, or, you know, like, I don't know. There's not like an exact meaning, I feel like, that I'm trying to get across, but other than it feels like it's a self-reflective song of Vessel's and probably the band's itself struggle, and that kind of hopefulness that you can kind of fix the things that are wrong. But again, wish that I could leave myself alone. I don't know. There's so much. I feel like there's so much to this song. You could sit here and like pick apart every lyric, but like that's the beauty of Sleep Token songs. Like you can pick it apart, and get meaning from all of it. I'm just gonna quickly look up because I said I was gonna do it.
A few moments later.
Again, I wish that I could get the meaning right from like the words of the band. But here's a couple interpretations of it. Profound exploration of internal collapse, existential dread, and desperate yearning for salvation. Look to Windward delves into the unraveling of identity and the slow collapse of self under emotional and existential pressure. Sudden emotional rupture that gives Look to Windward its shape, or its refusal to settle into one. It symbolizes a moment where words fail and all that remains is raw, overwhelming feeling, perhaps the eclipse itself taking hold. So I feel like we're kind of in the same vein. But that was beautiful, as like pretty much everything I listened to from Sleep Token is. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my reaction to this. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you cutie patooties in the next one. Bye, y'all.